let me lay out a scenario and let me know if this sounds familiar to you. You've hit a decent approach shot, but you pulled or pushed your shot, maybe came up a little bit short. You've got to carry the ball 10 to 12 yards to the front edge of the green and let it roll out 7 or 8 yards. It's not a shot you have to stop really quickly. A fairly simple pitch shot. But for some reason you feel very uncomfortable with how far the ball might carry. You may chunk it, you may blade it, you're not really sure what's going to happen. So let me explain to you why you feel that way and how to feel a little bit more comfortable with these shots. So the only way that a ball is going to go the distance it goes, right, is a club has a particular lofted impact. You're swinging at a particular speed. The length of swing you're taking influences that speed, and then you're hitting it on the club face. So when you take, so let's say a hip high to hip high sort of pitching swing motion, the club should travel a certain speed, just like if you take a full swing with a driver and you take a full swing with a 7-iron, they're going to go different speeds because the club's longer, so the arc's longer. This swing, you're controlling the length of swing, therefore the pace should be relatively similar. The loft of the club at impact should be similar because you should be doing it with the same club every time if you're just hitting a basic pitch shot. And then center point of contact, should generally take care of itself. So if I hit this shot and I take kind of that hip high to hip high swing I'm talking about, you should see it carry somewhere between 14 and 16 yards. My club head speed should be right around 30 miles an hour. Usually I go a little hard, 31 or 32. And then the dynamic loft should remain fairly constant. So let's take a look at that one. So see, I swung it a little hard, so it carried a little far. And the TrackMan didn't pick up the dynamic loft on that one, so we'll try again. We'll go a little easier that time. There we go, so right on 30 miles an hour. The dynamic loft, I've got a 56-degree wedge, so I have de-lofted it. So it's 47 degrees and it carried 15 yards. So notice I mentioned I was going to try to swing it around 30 miles an hour. I got a little excited on that first one, and I swung it fairly significantly harder, but that was only a difference in carry of about 2.5 yards. So when you're hitting this shot, if you can meter out a nice length and reasonable pace of the swing, I just want you to understand it can't go that far. So when you hit those bladed shots or fat shots, very often people are actually swinging too hard, and then their subconscious is getting them to slow down so that they don't hit it too far, and that's what leads to those really big misses. So just to do it for you one more time, we'll try to again hit that. So that was probably a little hard again, maybe 32 or 3 miles an hour. Let's see, 31, and it carried a little far. I hit that one really, really well. But notice, again, it's not carrying 25 yards because I swung a little harder, I hit it really solidly, or even the ID lofted a little bit more. So don't be afraid of these shots. Really work on the length and pace of your swing. Consistent ball position is really going to help you carry those shots the distance you want to carry them.